Am I the asshole for confronting my son about not taking my granddaughter to Disney with him?
Maybe they want to have their own little vacation. Maybe a little break from the kids.
I will say this. Take a vacation quite literally anywhere else. Disney? That seems fucked.
I would do it in a heartbeat. I'll leave that motherfucker.
You know, I'm not
You
one
stay
to
with
judge.
grandma.
I'm not one to judge Disney adults. I think Disney's a fine thing to like. I watch all the Marvel movies, even though
we're
people
Marvel
hate that
nerds.
shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love Pixar. You know what I mean? But I mean, why would you take a vacation on somewhere that is quite, you know?
I'm leaving that spot. F- that.
Yeah, John, we know. You leave anybody at a heartbeat second, John. We know this. You left your mom at the fucking
I did.
Was it the fast pass shit?
Yeah, hell yeah. TSA pre. I'm like, Mom, that sucks. You gotta have to. I'll
Still
get
the
your
craziest
coffee.
story that I've ever heard.
Not only my mom and my grandmother. How about that? See, I don't discriminate.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's
That's
wild.
crazy. This would be like me going to Houston to like a WWE event and then not,
Exactly right, and not inviting us.
not inviting you guys.
Oh yeah, me and Sienna went to fucking we went to Houston to watch WrestleMania. Would have invited you guys, but I just
Yeah.
no thanks.
I didn't know if you guys would be into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll invite you.
The
I'll
thing
just
is-
sit different.
The thing is, these parents know 100% that their kid would be into it.
Right.
And that's why I think it's bad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is a quite lit. If you want to take a vacation from the kids, I'm with it. I'm with you. Everybody needs a break. Travel to Disney. That's the worst place to go for that kind of thing. I don't
Watch
know.
them go to like international Disney,
Japan.
which is fun.
I think maybe if you're trying to do like a date night, this is my only thing. The Epcot thing where you're trying to drink, you can't do that with kids.
Drink
So
around the world.
maybe that is the thing. And then I'd be like, I'll pay for my kid to go to Disney if you pay for your own ticket to watch them and you could take them to Disney. I'm trying to get drunk at Epcot, Dad. I can't get drunk around the world for any cheaper than that. So that is if they're going to Epcot, I think
That's
I'll
your
put my foot in my mouth.
stipulation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my one stipulation. Because that's the adult activity. If you're
Right.
doing quite literally anything else at Disney World, I think you're wild for doing that.
Okay. And John, you're leaning on fuck 'em kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids, bro.
Okay,
They can stay their ass at grandma's, bro. I don't give a shit.
All right. So my son, 25, and daughter-in-law, 25, are taking her daughter, Lila, 4, to
fuck
Disney
that.
to Disney World the first week in October.
You're taking one kid but not the other?
They are not, however, taking my other granddaughter, Hensley, 3.
Ooh.
Is that his kid though? It doesn't sound like it's his son's kid, right? It just sounds like another grandchild. Okay. If it's just another grandchild, then
Fuck
I
that
got no
kid,
obligation
bro.
to that kid.
Hey, get your parents to buy us shit, man.
This shit is
Kidding me?
expensive. I'm already taking a kid that's not mine, technically. You know what I mean?
My daughter-in-law has always been cold to me and my side of the family. No fights have ever taken place. I've always gone out of my way to be nice to her because it's who my son decided to love. But she just never comes around. Never has, really. In the beginning, I asked my son if we'd done something wrong, but he'd just say, she's shy. There was never any other explanation, and I just stopped asking eventually. It seems her coldness towards us isn't changing anytime soon, but now it's affecting Hensley, and I'm pissed. There's really no reason that she needs to exclude her from this trip or any trip. They aren't hurting for money to take her. She's a nurse, and he has a good paying job too. And daughter-in-law's side of the family is going, brackets mom and sisters, and splitting the expenses for the trip, which only means they have even more money to spare to buy little Hensley park tickets.
Hensley
Who the fuck
better
is
be
Hensley?
your son's kid,
Who
or
the
you
fuck is
are
Hen-
tripping.
Who's Hensley's parents?
Where are her parents at?
I tried to be more understanding when Hensley was a baby and hard to travel with. They go on an annual beach trip every summer and have never once offered to bring her. But now she's getting older and hearing Lila talk about all these fun things and not understanding why she can't also go to Disney World. I finally lost it on my son about my growing distaste for his wife and her treatment toward Hensley, which I find it, I mean, this whole thing is insane right now, but that she's blaming the wife for all of this. It's crazy.
I
No-
just
Bro, you
need to
just
know
don't
who
you just don't fuck
Henley's
with your
parents.
daughter-in-law.
yeah, that's what it is, but it's just like, it's so blatantly obvious.
I need to know who the parents are.
Who are Hensley's parents.
I've bit my tongue for years, but it's not fair to her. I also told him that he's a sorry excuse for a man to let anyone exclude their own blood the way that they do.
All the wording is just making me feel like he's
This
not
is
Hensley's
edging.
dad, bro.
This is fucking edging. This is Galaxy's edging. Shout out
This
to
is
the world.
crazy.
I'm at my wit's end, and I told him if things don't change with Hensley, I would be confronting his wife. He got mad and claimed it's not their responsibility to take Hensley to all these places, but that's selfish because he knows Hensley can't go without them. I would love to take her to Disney or the beach myself, but I don't have any money to put towards a vacation right now, and neither does her mom, my daughter.
Okay, exactly right. What are we doing here, bro? We knew it. We got it from the start, John.
You clocked it.
All the wording was just bad. It was just like, you're not saying what we need you to say right now, and I think we know why.
She literally waits till the last sentence here.
Yeah,
Not my monkey, not going to the circus.
I don't know if that's the saying.
I'm saying it that way, all
I
right?
think it's close.
Last sentence here. Her dad doesn't help out at all. I don't understand how my son doesn't have more compassion for his niece, who is as sweet as can be. So am I the asshole for feeling this way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're not an asshole for feeling like it's okay for you to empathize for Hensley, but making people do things for Hensley when they don't have to,
Yeah.
and you're kind of enforcing them to do that.
You're
and
antagonizing your son and his wife.
Antagonizing is a perfect word. Plus, it sounds like you have the outs for your fucking daughter-in-law to begin with. You sound like a mother-in-law in hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if your son is going to cut you off completely because the way you treat and speak about his wife. So be careful there, little buddy.
Some people are just shy. You know what I mean?
And
I
that's
don't know what to
okay.
tell you.
Well, I'm gonna be honest.
Or
the vibes the mom's giving off. I'm like,
yeah.
I could feel it being a situation where the daughter-in-law's like, yeah, fuck her. Like, obviously, she's being.
Yeah, I'm not shy. I just think she's a bitch.
Yeah.
And I agree with her.
Yeah. I mean, this is a wild story. Your son doesn't know Hensley. It would be great, but I mean,
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
nobody owes their niece or nephew anything more than just like love. Like, I love my nieces and nephews. I don't know if I'm taking my kids to Disney, if just automatically, since I'm taking my kids to Disney, I should take my nieces and nephews to Disney.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would it be great if we all went together? Yes, that'd be awesome. Am I obligated to? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I grew up in first generation American, so I didn't really have cousins here. So I didn't have that type of thing to where if my cousins went somewhere, I had to go somewhere. But like, I wouldn't expect just because my cousins go somewhere that I am obviously have to go to. That doesn't make any sense. And he's saying, it's because she's a nurse and, he has a good paying job.
Just stop
Why are you
pocket watching.
Yeah.
Why are you pocket watching? Also,
Shit's
nurses
weird,
are
bro.
underpaid.
Yes.
They're not making, I could take 1,000 kids to Disney money. You know what I mean? They're underpaid. So I don't know.
And they're tired. Let them fucking do whatever.
Yeah, let them relax.
Also, this is her family trip. Yes, she is married and she is your family, but wouldn't it be weird to, this is her family. The son is the addition to that side. You know what I mean? Like, that's weird. The whole thing is weird. So yeah, I think OP is tripping. OP knows that he's tripping. That's why he waited until the very end to write the fact that we were all kind of aware of already. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, pretty cut and dry. Is that the saying?
That's
I'm
the saying.
forgetting sayings too. Yeah, cut and dry. Am I the assholes this week? Except for that one.
The first one. Yeah, I started you off with a doozy.
Yeah. And then also the dad. I feel bad for the dad.
That's fair too.
That hates his kids. Loves his kids, but hates his fucking
Hates
life.
the situation.
Hates being a dad.
Hates his goddamn life, but loves his kids.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A Reddit deemed asshole, of course. And OP says, edit to add, I know my son and his wife don't actually owe Hensley anything, but she's their family. My
Ain't
son,
no fucking edit needed to be added,
All
bro.
right.
Just take the L.
my son knows how much his sister and Hensley need him. Her father is in jail. He's the only true male role model in her life. He means so much to her, and she doesn't understand why / is so sad she can't go to these places with him. We're thankful for all that he does for her, but it's just painful knowing they're excluding her from things she'll never get to do otherwise, when it wouldn't be a burden on them to take her.
You don't know that.
Yeah, how do you
Yeah.
know that?
You don't know that.
It would be a burden. It's another child that you have to pay attention to the whole time you're there.
Yes.
Also, just financially, you don't know.
Yes. I meant
Just 'cause
mentally,
they're-
but yes.
Just because they look like they're in a better shape than you doesn't mean you know exactly what their situation is.
Yeah. Crazy.
They're crazy.